Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something I learned early in life. Respect is not a right, it's a reward. Now, I meet people all the time who say, I deserve respect. And I say, why? You see, life doesn't give you what you want. Life gives you what you earn. It's not about demanding respect. It's about deserving it. Respect follows worth, and worth is built by value. So the question is, what kind of value are you bringing to the table? Are you the person who shows up early, stays late, and does the work with excellence? Or are you the one standing in the corner, waiting for applause before you've played the music? Respect is one of the most valuable currencies in life, but it's not handed out freely. It's not something you can demand just because of your title, your age, or your presence. True respect is earned day by day, moment by moment, through the way you carry yourself, the way you treat others, and the value you bring to the table. Many people get this part wrong. They believe that respect is automatic, that just by existing or showing up, the world owes them admiration. But life doesn't work like that. Life responds to effort. It responds to character. It responds to those who prove themselves worthy of respect through their behavior, their commitment, and their consistency. When someone respects you, it means they've seen something in you. They've seen integrity. They've seen discipline. They've seen the way you do what you say you'll do. That kind of respect isn't cheap. It's earned by people who show up on time, who do their work with excellence, who treat others with fairness even when they don't feel like it. It's earned by people who are dependable, who take responsibility, and who stand firm in their values even when it's inconvenient. These are not glamorous traits, but they're powerful ones. They're the quiet habits that build a reputation over time, and reputation, once earned, commands respect without ever needing to ask for it. There's a difference between being liked and being respected. Being liked is easy: smile, be agreeable, go along with the crowd. But being respected requires something deeper. It means standing for something. It means holding yourself to a standard, even when no one's watching. It means saying no to shortcuts and yes to accountability. It's about doing the hard things not for applause, but because they are the right things to do. And over time, people take notice. They begin to trust your judgment. They seek your advice. They count on your presence. That's respect, and it was earned, not given. Demanding respect without proving your worth is like asking for a harvest without planting the seeds. It doesn't matter how loudly you shout. Respect doesn't come from noise, it comes from results. It comes from actions that align with principles. It comes from quiet strength, from patience, from showing that you can be counted on. And the beautiful thing is, once you earn it, respect becomes your shield. You don't have to shout to be heard. Your character does the talking. People listen when you speak, not because you forced them to, but because they know your words carry weight. So the real question isn't, why don't they respect me? The real question is, what am I doing each day to become someone worthy of respect? When you focus on growing your character, your competence, and your contribution, the respect will follow not as a demand, but as a natural result of who you've become in life. Many people desire recognition. They want the spotlight, the applause, the validation. But what's often overlooked is that recognition is not something you can chase directly. It's something that follows naturally when you provide real value. That's why the idea that value comes before recognition is so important. Before people recognize your worth, they need to see your work. They need to experience the benefits of what you bring to the table. Recognition is not the starting line, it's the result of consistently showing up, delivering results, and contributing meaningfully. The mistake many make is expecting to be celebrated without first making a contribution. They walk into a room, a job, or a relationship expecting to be appreciated or admired just for being present. But that's not how respect or recognition works. People respect those who solve problems, who serve others, who show initiative, who create solutions when others complain. When you begin by focusing on giving effort, attention, ideas, or excellence, the recognition eventually arrives. But it doesn't come on your schedule. It comes on the world's schedule after it sees what you're really made of. True recognition is a byproduct of value. If you're focused on recognition first, your efforts will likely feel hollow. You'll grow impatient, discouraged, even bitter when you don't receive instant validation. But if you flip that mindset, if you focus instead on building skills, improving yourself, helping others, and doing your best work, then recognition starts to chase you. People notice those who make a difference. They talk about the ones who go the extra mile, the ones who lead with quiet confidence, the ones who put in the work even when no one is watching. Value is also what gives recognition meaning. Anyone can receive shallow praise. A few likes on social media or polite compliments don't necessarily reflect deep respect. But when people recognize your value, when they know how hard you've worked, the challenges you've overcome, the wisdom you've earned, then their recognition carries weight. It becomes genuine, rooted in admiration and trust, not just convenience or courtesy. That kind of recognition lasts. It turns into loyalty, referrals, leadership opportunities, and relationships that stand the test of time. So if you're not being recognized yet, don't let that discourage you. Let it fuel you. Let it remind you that the process matters more than the praise, that your value isn't determined by who notices you, but by who benefits from what you do. Keep refining your craft. Keep delivering with integrity. Keep choosing excellence even in obscurity, because in time the world makes room for people who consistently create value. And when that recognition comes, and it won't be because you asked for it. It will be because you earned it in a world that often glorifies charisma, the charm, the energy, the magnetism that can light up a room. It's easy to forget that true, lasting respect doesn't come from flashy moments. It comes from consistency. Charisma might grab attention, but it's consistency that builds trust. People may be impressed by someone once, but they respect the one who shows up time and time again, delivering results, honoring commitments, and doing what they said they would do even when it's hard, and even when no one's watching. Charisma can open doors, but consistency is what keeps them open. You might get the opportunity because someone was drawn to your enthusiasm or your personality, but what happens after that is determined by how reliably you follow through. A person with less charisma, but strong, consistent habits will often go further than the one who dazzles but can't be counted on. Because over time, people want to know they can depend on you. They want to know that you'll be there when it matters, that you won't disappear when things get tough or when the applause dies down. Consistency is about being the same solid version of yourself every day, not perfect, but reliable. It's the quiet discipline of showing up early, staying focused, staying honest, and holding yourself to a high standard no matter the circumstances. It doesn't always feel exciting. It doesn't get a standing ovation. But consistency builds something far more valuable than temporary praise. It builds a reputation. And reputation is what others remember long after the performance ends. Charisma may create a spark, but without consistency, that spark fades. Think of people you respect most. Odds are, they're not just the most outgoing or charming, they're the ones who did what they said they would do. The teacher who always prepared. The leader who stayed calm under pressure. The colleague who delivered quality work time after time. The friend who never let you down. It's not the highlight reel that earns your trust. It's the quiet, dependable pattern of behavior over time. In careers, relationships, leadership, and personal growth, consistency is the compound interest of character. Every time you choose to act with discipline, to follow through, to keep your word, you're making a deposit into your reputation. And those deposits add up. Over time, people begin to rely on you, respect you, and even admire you, not because you shine once in a while, but because you can be counted on every single day. So don't be discouraged if you're not the most charismatic person in the room. Focus on being the most consistent. In the long run, consistency beats charisma because it's not about being impressive for a moment, it's about being dependable over a lifetime. And that's what earns the deepest kind of respect. Entitlement is a mindset that assumes rewards should come without effort, that respect should be given without responsibility, and that success is owed rather than earned. It's a dangerous mindset because it disconnects people from the reality that contribution is what fuels progress, recognition, and growth. In contrast, contribution is about bringing something of value, your skills, your time, your ideas, your service to the world around you. It's rooted in humility and the understanding that nothing truly worthwhile comes without giving something first. People who operate from entitlement often wait to be noticed. They wait for others to give them opportunities, promotions, or praise without asking themselves a crucial question: what have I actually done to deserve it? Entitlement can lead to frustration because the world rarely rewards people for what they think they deserve. It rewards people for what they actually deliver. Contribution, on the other hand, puts the power back in your hands. It says, I'm going to create value, I'm going to help, I'm going to make a difference. And when you do that consistently, recognition and respect come naturally, not because you demanded them, but because you earned them. When you approach life through the lens of contribution, you focus on solutions, not complaints. You take initiative. You ask, how can I help? What problem can I solve? Where can I add value? That attitude is magnetic. It builds trust, attracts opportunities, and opens doors that entitlement can never unlock. People gravitate toward those who contribute because they see that you're not just in it for yourself, you're invested in something greater. You're not waiting for others to serve you, you're already serving them. Contribution also sharpens character. It pushes you to develop skills, to be resourceful, and to grow beyond your comfort zone. It shifts your focus from rights to responsibilities. And the irony is, the more you focus on contribution, the more the things you once felt entitled to begin to show up, not out of obligation, but out of respect for what you've become and what you consistently offer. On a team, in a company, in a relationship, the contributors are always the ones who rise. They may not be the loudest, they may not be the flashiest, but they're the ones others rely on, the ones who step up when things get tough, the ones who keep showing up and doing the work that matters not because someone's watching, but because they know their role, their purpose, and their value. So if you ever find yourself thinking you deserve more respect, more recognition, more success, take a step back and ask yourself, what am I contributing right now? Because the truth is, life rewards the contributors. Not the entitled, not the complainers, not the ones waiting for something to happen, but the ones who roll up their sleeves, get to work, and leave things better than they found them. When you choose contribution over entitlement, you won't just gain respect, you'll gain purpose, fulfillment, and long-term success in a world full of noise, where everyone has an opinion, a request, or a demand. It's easy to forget one timeless truth. People don't follow words, they follow example. While demanding respect, recognition, or change may seem like the fastest way to get attention, it's often ineffective when not backed by substance. Demands can be ignored, dismissed, or even resented. Actions, on the other hand, carry weight. They create evidence, they prove intent, and over time they speak more clearly and powerfully than anything you could ever say. When someone tells you who they are, you might listen. But when they show you who they are through consistent behavior, that's when you truly believe them. That's why actions matter more than demands. You can't demand trust, you earn it by being trustworthy. You can't force people to respect you. You show them why they should through your choices, your discipline, and your example. That's the path that leads to lasting influence. People often believe that raising their voice or making bold statements will get them what they want. But real authority and respect are built not by loud demands, but by quiet proof. The employee who quietly delivers excellent work week after week will go further than the one who constantly complains about being overlooked. The leader who models humility and accountability will inspire more loyalty than the one who demands obedience. In every area of life, it's the consistent doing, not the constant asking, that earns others admiration and trust. Think about the people you truly respect. Are they the ones who talked the most, or are they the ones who consistently showed up, took responsibility, and got things done without needing to announce it every time? There's something powerful about someone who lets their work speak for them. Their presence commands respect not because they insisted on it, but because they've proven themselves through action. Taking action is also the most honest form of communication. Words can be twisted, manipulated, or used to deceive, but actions reveal character. They expose what really matters to a person. You can claim to value honesty, but if you lie when it's inconvenient, your actions contradict your words. You can say you care about growth, but if you avoid every challenge, your behavior says otherwise. What you do always has more credibility than what you say. In the end, people don't remember what you demanded, they remember what you did. They remember how you made them feel through your consistency, your integrity, and your work ethic. Your legacy won't be shaped by what you asked for, but by what you contributed. So if you want respect, lead with action. If you want trust, demonstrate reliability. If you want change, be the example. Let your actions speak so clearly that there's no need to raise your voice. The world listens best to those who show, not just those who shout. So, as we wrap this up, let me leave you with one final thought. Don't chase respect, build yourself into the kind of person who naturally commands it. Respect is not something you demand with your voice, it's something you attract with your value. It's not given by titles or status. It's earned through discipline, integrity, and consistent effort. You don't need to tell the world how great you are. Let your work speak. Let your results speak. Let your attitude, your effort, and your excellence speak. Because when you prove your worth, you'll never have to beg for respect. It will follow you like a shadow. This life will reward you not for what you want, but for what you become. So become valuable, become dependable, become the example. And in time, people will respect you not just for what you do, but for who you are. Thank you.